How's it going? My name is Marcus Brown. I was given the task of doing a how-to video to post onto YouTube for my speech classes final, and I chose my how-to video to be on how to remove rust from a blade or a sword or any type of utensil that might rust on it. I chose a sword because it's just more entertaining that way, and I do have a sword that needs rust removed from it. So here's the sword that we're going to be removing rust from. You can see at the end there, both sides, it's got a little bit of rust on it. And then you see at the handle, it's got a fair amount of rust on that too. So I'm looking to be cleaning that off today. And we can do this all in under $5 and as well as under an hour. It's super cheap, it's super quick. I just wanted to have a video to show people on how to do it. A little backstory on why I'm cleaning rust off a sword. My aunt's house burned down a couple years ago and she had a massive sword collection that I absolutely loved. And I was pretty devastated when most of them burned up in the fire or were destroyed or damaged beyond repair. So a few of them had been saved from the fire, but they're really badly damaged and rusted. And the deal was, if I managed to clean them up, I'd be able to keep whichever ones I cleaned. So this is my fourth one that I've cleaned so far, and it shouldn't take too long. So we're going to get right into it, and I'll explain how you can also do it and basically spend no more than $2. So as far as like materials that you're going to need, all you're going to need is a can of WD-40 and then some wire brushes. You can use steel wool. I prefer wire brushes. You get a better grip, as well as kind of a more coarse selection of different types of brushes to use to really get through the rust, because sometimes steel wool just doesn't cut it. And I got both of these from the dollar store. It costs no more than $2 to get basically a rust removal kit. Now you can use a actual rust remover spray, but WD-40 is more versatile, and why buy two separate things, because you'll most likely need WD-40 later on in your life at some point, so you'll already have the can, whereas rust remover is pretty much good to just remove rust. Now these wire brushes, they came in a pack of 3, but the third one is a really thick wire that we don't need to use, or else it'll scratch the crap out of the sword. So we're going to use the lighter metal here. That'll cut through most of the heavy grime and rust, and then we're going to come in later with this is actually a plastic bristle brush, and it does the work a little lighter, and it's kind of more for the finishing touches. But like I said, we're going to really try and get at the handle here, which is going to be a job for this one. And then down here as well, it's fairly bad. I'm hoping to get almost all of that off. So to start off, I would lay down a towel. You can do it outside, that's how I'd prefer to do it, but the lighting's better in here. And it's just easier to film indoors. But lay down a towel, because WD-40 is just grease and it'll get it very messy. But what you're going to start to do is just spray a little there on the rust pieces that you see. And then starting off with the wire brush, the actual metal one, not the plastic one, you're going to start just pretty hard, push down, and just start scraping away. And you can already see it starting to come off pretty darn easily. It just works really well. I'm not going to sit here and show you the entire cleaning process because it's kind of self-explanatory, but just in a few seconds you can already see that I've removed that rust entirely. And afterwards you always want to run it under cold water with some Dawn dish soap. That way you're able to cut through the grime and the grease and you don't have a greasy sword afterwards. But I'm just going to rinse and repeat what I just did there over the entire blade, and then I'll show you guys what this part looks like once I get it all done. Here we see what it looks like now. It's fairly cleaned up. There's a few spots right here that are, I don't know if I can get off without a somewhat of a grinder, so we're going to just leave those on there for now. But as you can see, this is all cleared off of the rust. And the next thing to tackle will be the handle, and that'll pretty much wrap this up. With the handle, I'm just going to spray it with some WD-40, and then I'm going to take the wire brush here, and I'm going to start working on that, and then once it gets sufficiently cleaned, I'll come in with the plastic brush like I did along here, and I'll be able to kind of just polish it up. So that's basically it. There's not too much to explain. Once you know how to do it and once you know which materials to use, it's pretty much just down to elbow grease at that point to make it look as nice as you want. But from where it was, about 20 minutes ago, it's looking a lot better. So hope you found the video helpful.